If you want to see what we look like, which is interesting, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. That, Aaron, that's being politically correct, right?
I would say so.
I would say so. Go to Facebook, go to KHTS Facebook, and you can check out. You don't care what I look like. Trust me, I know that. But I want you to meet Charlene on Facebook, and I want you to meet our guest today for the whole hour. Charlene, we're going to have Kathleen with us.
That's right.
I'm excited.
Absolutely.
And every week I'm excited to be with you because I'm learning about real estate, and maybe one day I'll buy something more from well, you'll finance it. Right. Kathleen will find me the property.
That's right.
Kathleen Bruno is with Century 21 Troop. Or is it Troop Century 21?
Century 21 Troop Real Estate.
There you go. And who do you represent besides Charlene Gill, the number one mortgage lady? We got to come up with a title. I mean, number one mortgage financing lady. Give me a title.
We got to think about it.
We got to think about it.
You throw these things and you want a quick answer.
Well, it's Charlene at home, ladies and gentlemen.
At home with
Charlene every Thursday at 2:00. And if you've been listening to our show, and thousands of people do, you know that every show we've had really has been awesome.
We have a lot of information that we have on our show.
This puts a lot of pressure on Kathleen today.
It's been very informative. But, we have to, really quick before we get started, Sherry Brown was going to be on the show with us today.
Yeah.
And she
listening?
I told her to listen in. She's at home with her sick daughter. She got a call from her school that she had to pick her up. She had the stomach flu at school. So I told her I'd give them a special shout out. She's probably at home lounging on the sofa with her daughter, not feeling so hot. So
it's going around. I had it last week. Remember?
You did, yes.
It's horrible.
Yes.
For like 2 days. It's really
horrible. But when it
horrible.
hits your house, it hits the household.
Yeah.
It hits everybody through the house.
I think it hit my dog this morning. Pretty sure it hit my dog. It's KHTS Thursday, 1220 AM, 98.1 FM. And you can hear our show in the San Fernando Valley and all of Southern California on hometownstation.com. Hometownstation.com. And we got the big guy, Aaron, producing the show today. Where's Cody? Is Cody still here?
Cody's buzzing around.
Okay, so Kathleen, say hi to everybody, please.
Hi, everybody.
And you have to stay about
get a little
that
closer?
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So we're going to talk about real estate for sure. We're going to talk about mortgages. Every week I'm going to ask you, what's the interest rate this week?
We're hovering around high 3s, low 4s, just depending on what type of loan program you're looking for. We had a little bit of tick up in the interest rates, but that's because the stock market was doing some phenomenal numbers the other day. So, we have a little bit of fluctuation, but still all-time lows. Still the perfect time to buy a house.
So timing is everything for both of you. So do you want to give out your email? Nobody remembers phone numbers. We need a cool phone number.
Well, we did have the office number that we put on our little commercial, but it's an easy email, cgil, C-G-I-L, at Charlene.
Oh, that's easy. cgil.com. At cgil at
Charlene, Charlene, Gill, Gil.com.
Okay, so timing's everything, ladies and gentlemen. If you're even thinking about financing, refinancing, what else could people do with you in the financing world?
Purchase,
refi.
Anything to do with financing for
seconds?
your home.
Is there such thing as a second?
Purchase money seconds, HELOCs.
What?
Absolutely. Home equity line of credits.
Oh. And Kathleen Bruno, timing is everything. This is a great time, right?
This is a great time. But first of all, let me take the time to tell you thank you, both of you, for having me on today. I appreciate it very, very much. You're both very successful, and I'm just honored to be here. So, yes, Coach.
Back at you, girl.
Thank you, darling. Timing is everything. And historically, this is a fabulous time to buy a home because the home prices have leveled out for the most part, and the interest rates have remained really low. So I'm certainly old enough to remember back to when they were in their 10s and 10.5, and that was scary, and people still bought homes. So looking at the interest rates now and how the home prices have leveled out.
You're old enough. Does your mother know that you're selling real estate?
Yes, she does.
You both look like maybe you're just out of college. But so timing. So talk about timing. So it's January, and I think when you look at the marketplace, especially if you're going to buy a pool, people haven't used their pool in 6 months. I think a pool home would be a perfect time to buy a pool house. Right?
Well,
Wrong?
honestly, any time in California is the right time to buy a pool home.
We have rain, twice a year?
Yeah. We just filled them up a little more the last few days.
We might be lucky to have a week or two at the most
Yeah.
sometimes.
And interestingly enough, where there are definitely seasons
Yeah.
in real estate, there really isn't a bad season, so to speak. They're just different seasons.
This area, and I grew up in Thousand Oaks and Westlake Village, as Aaron knows. This area, I moved here a few years ago, is fabulous. It reminds me so much of Thousand Oaks. The city's done a great job. The streets are clean, well policed, great schools. The weather is just number one. No smog. I mean, where's the smog?
Well, and you know what, Coach? The secret is out. I think Santa Clarita was the best kept secret to live in for many decades. And years ago when we do open houses, the majority of the clients that would come into those open houses were local. We find now that when we do open houses, there's a really high percentage of people that come in from the San Fernando Valley, from Westlake, all the outskirts of this valley, because the secret's out. This is a fabulous place to live. The home prices are fantastic. The schools are fantastic. The infrastructure is fantastic. It's just a really, really nice, cohesive place to raise a family or just be.
I want to explore with both of you today on today's show. I think today's show will be a special show, At Home with Charlene. That's the title of the show.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Both of you are so successful. You're number one in mortgage. You're number one in real estate. I want to know how you got there. And if people are in their careers and they're not happy, you guys, is there still opportunity in mortgage and real estate for people? Don't answer, but I want to get into that a little bit. The show is called At Home with Charlene. You're listening to KHTS award-winning. It's a radio station. That's what you're listening to, 12:20 a.m. You can go on hometownstation.com, hometownstation.com. That's how thousands listen to us on that. They're in their little cubbies or at home. Or we have a fabulous app, Charles. Download the app, which I know he did a little while ago. Download the app. You think it's a great app? I think it's a great app.
I think so.
People listen all the time. I listen when I was home with the little stomach thing last week. Listen to the whole show.
You were making sure we
It was
were on
great.
point, weren't you?
We got to get that pool guy back. What's the name of that pool company?
That was Matt Fuller with Fuller Pools.
We got to get him back. I'm probably going to hire him to do the plastering in my pool.
Good.
Anyway,
Good.
Let's get into it a little bit. Before we talk about success in real estate and in the mortgage, where are you guys going on vacation? Where's your vacation going to be this year?
I've just come back from the Bahamas.
Time
and
out.
We're just headed out to Maui. So work hard, play hard.
I went to the Lantis Resort.
That's where we went.
Oh, my
yes.
God.
And we took the boys, and it was fabulous.
So we were there last year. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I would endorse that, too. That's fantastic.
Yeah, 8 or 9 restaurants. Did you go to the Italian restaurant? I can't think of the name of it.
We went to the 2 that are in the casino. Went to Nobu that was in the casino. Went to the buffet, which was fabulous. But with 2 teenage boys, we spent a lot of time at the pool and they have all kinds of cabanas that just
Was
sell
it 80
fish and
degrees
chips.
and just fabulous?
It couldn't have been any more beautiful. In fact,
Yeah.
they had predicted rain, and we had absolutely gorgeous sunshine the entire week.
Wow. So Maui's next.
We're going to Maui in April. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect month to go. What about you, Charlene?
I'm probably heading to Maui as well.
We're going on a top producers trip together that we earned through work.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know about that trip. I know all about that trip. All right, so real estate, mortgage, we have 2 of the best in Santa Clarita and maybe even Southern California. How long you been in real estate, Kathleen?
Oh,
Bruno?
gosh, years and years. I did take a little time off when the market was slowed down to nothing. I stayed home with my kids for a little while. Thought that was time better spent. But as soon as it began to right itself, I came right back in full force, actually a little bit before it started to right itself. So you were talking about what it takes to be successful, and I think I can answer that just for me personally, is that I'm willing to do what other people are not willing to do. And that's the answer I gave to Charlene yesterday when she...
I did. I asked her, I said, what do you do different than anybody else or that other agents aren't doing or that any other successful person's not doing? And she just said, I'm willing to do what other people won't.
So what do you do? Tell us what your
Okay.
day is like. What is the day like for a very, very successful real estate professional?
Well, I will tell you, and every real estate agent listening will know this to be true. You have your plan of your day, and then you have what really happens, because they don't usually end up being the same. So, in an ideal world, you plot out exactly what's going to happen in all the specific time frames. But there's a lot of flex and a lot of flux in real estate. So if you get a call and somebody needs you, you go. So if you have things that you have to move around, so a day might look like I come in, the first thing I do, I go to the gym. That's a non-negotiable because I think I have to stay mentally and physically healthy. I drop the kids off at 8. I'm at the gym by 8:10. I'm out of the gym. I already have my work clothes with me. I'm at my desk by 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a very focused workout.
It is. And I think there's no way around it. You have to take care of yourself if you're going to take care of other people.
Now, are you housed in the same nice building that Charlene has her office upstairs, her penthouse office? With
yes, we're on different floors.
In the office?
Yeah, seriously. We're on different floors. We both have beautiful offices, but we get to see each other often. And one of the things I'd like to say while I'm here is that it's one thing for Charlene to speak about herself, but it's another thing for me to speak about her. Charlene is absolutely fantastic at her job. And initially when Charlene and I met, I was using another lender. I'd never met Charlene. And I'm a hard sell. And so Charlene did her due diligence, and she kept saying, just keep me in mind, keep me in mind. Well, one day my lender didn't have a product that I could use. I went to Charlene. She did a fantastic job. And so from that point on, I started to give her more clients, and it's just turned into a beautiful symbiotic relationship because Charlene, there's a reason she's number one. She's absolutely amazing. I have seen her pull out some clutch things at the last second that are just incredible. She knows her stuff. She knows her business, and she will take care of whoever she's dealing with.
She doesn't choke when things get tough.
No, she's fantastic.
Like you, Darvish, did of the Dodgers. She's not
That's because we have floaties on. We have flotation devices. We know how to weather the storm.
Floaties.
Right? Yeah. But thank you, Kathleen.
Maybe I ought to get in the floaty business. That's funny.
I always joke about the floaties. We got to wear those.
Her name is Kathleen Bruno, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not serious. I need to be serious. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, fast, Aaron. Okay. I mean, how's it?
Fast, medium, or slow?
Well, who did we have on a couple of weeks ago?
We had Sharon Penny and we had
20
Kelly
days,
Gomez. It was
right?
20 days was the average time from start to finish that we had closed transactions.
All right, so back to your day. You go to the gym, 8:10, you're at the office at 9 o'clock. Tell me what your day is like.
So I sit down, I turn on my emails, which could be a slippery slope. My assistant comes in, tells me kind of what we have on the docket, and I start to go through my emails. Now, inevitably, those will run longer than I think they should, so I have to cut it off at a certain time because this is really the crux to being a successful realtor. You have to have a blocked out time when you're reaching out for new business, when you're reaching out to your sphere or you're reaching out to people that don't know you. You have to generate new business. So whether we have, 7 things in escrow or 15 things in escrow, we still need to stop and start and go speak to people. And one of the things that I love to do, and it's very controversial because that's one of the things I do that other people won't, when I sell an amazing house, I make a flyer and then I just go door to door to the neighbors and say, look, we've just set a record. Have you thought about selling? And that's been a really great source of business for us because we don't intrude, we don't interrupt. If they're not amenable to speaking to someone at the door, that's okay. We're fine with that. But honestly, 9.5 times out of 10, they're as friendly as can be. We're just like, we come bearing good news. This house went for this amount, and you could probably get a good amount for yours also. So it kind of starts there.
How do you have the guts? I could not do that.
I hear that all the time.
I was going to say, one of the things that I admire about Kathleen and her group is that they're not afraid to talk to people. They're not afraid to door knock. They're not afraid to put themselves out there and have that personal one-on-one contact that I think so many people have moved away from. Everything's become a conversation on a phone, a quick text, an email, and the personable relationship is not always there. But that just shows you that a personable relationship is so important, and really people are seeking that. And
we certainly do have all the bells and whistles, social media. We have social media, we're on all the different avenues, but honestly, I don't think you can replace human contact and human conversation. So I think you hit the nail on the head. We're just not afraid. I go through, my mentality is when we're walking up to a home is that I can help them. I can help them, and they should be happy to see me because I can help them. And if they're not happy to see me, that's okay. I don't know what was going on in their day. I don't know what happened yesterday. I'm okay if they don't want to talk to me. But the thing is, people are mostly friendly, and if I can give them some information or help them in any way, I certainly want to be standing there.
Her name? Kathleen Bruno. That's who we're talking to.
I was going to say, over the last week, I think there's 2 or 3 words that have been dialed into my head within the last week. So it's not by coincidence. I think that happens, but it's belief and mindset, and it's been told to me now more so in the last week than any other time. And I believe truly, if you have the belief and you have the mindset, you are going to be successful. Because if you believe in yourself, you have self-confidence in yourself, it doesn't matter what business you're in. It just means that you will in turn be successful at whatever you're trying to achieve. And I know everyone has all walks of businesses that's probably listening. So those mindset and beliefs really make a huge difference. She believes when she walks up to a house, she's going to help them. She has the mindset that she's going to walk up there and get a listing or maybe they're going to sell and buy something else. That mindset is what drives you to keep continuing to be successful.
That's Charlene Gill. The show is called At Home with Charlene, and every week, if you're interested in business, life, real estate, real estate, ladies and gentlemen, it's the foundation of what this country is all about.
It really is.
It really is.
That has never changed.
No, it hasn't changed.
The American dream is to own a home.
And the American dream is still alive and well, whether you want to become whatever you want to become.
I think the American dream is to own an ice cream shop. Aaron, what do you think? Ice cream, don't you think? I always wanted to own an ice cream shop.
The modern day is frozen yogurt shop, Coach.
Oh, Menchie's. I wish they were a sponsor. I need to get them as a sponsor, man. Have you ever been to that, Menchie's?
They're great.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So back to you, Kathleen Bruno, at Century 21 Troop, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you knock on doors. You do that in the morning. Is there a time of day? What's the best time of day to meet people?
Well, and so that's a controversial subject, too. So a lot of people think you need to go in the evening or you need to go on the weekend because statistically more people are home. I am a firm believer, as hokey as it might sound, you put the energy out and the energy comes back. I go out with the intention of meeting people, making new clients, and if I door knock and don't speak to somebody in the time that I'm going, then I'll get in the car and I'll get a phone call of somebody referring their friend, which is the bulk of my business is referrals. I have a tremendous client base, and I've built a beautiful business with just referrals, which is the best business you can do. So I just think if you work hard, whatever the business is, the energy comes back. So I like to door knock in the late afternoon. It depends on the season. It depends on the time. If by now it's dark in the summer, I like to door knock at 6. But you just
6 in the evening.
Yes, yeah.
About 6 in the morning, everybody's home.
But we would be annoying. Even we run the risk of being annoying at any. You could be at dinner.
You show up with bagels, Aaron. Come on, I'll put you through my real estate class.
She's gonna get a bagel truck.
You want knock on the door?
I like it.
Hey, it's like the old milk truck.
I like it.
Remember when they would deliver?
Well, you two little ladies are never mind. Helms Bakery. None of you remember Helms.
Oh, I'm definitely old enough to remember Helms
No,
Bakery.
you don't.
Yes,
Stop
I
it, girl.
I am.
Kathleen Bruno, Charlene Gill, what a team. My goodness, if you're going to finance a property or buy a property like Aaron's going to do, who are you going to use for mortgages?
Charlene and Kathy.
Kathleen.
Yeah,
don't say Kathy. It's Kathleen. Okay, so you're knocking on doors at 6. You're doing your emails in the morning.
Okay, so we're doing our emails. We're every Monday we have a team meeting, so we go over all the transactions. We kind of try to work the first half of the day in the office, doing a lot of clerical stuff, have a lunch, and then spend the second half of the day
slow it down.
out
This is a
meeting.
new concept for me, team. Because, back in the day, there wasn't such thing as a team, but I guess so you're the leader of the team.
I am the
People
leader
want
of the
to work
team.
for you because
Yes.
they're getting inspiration. I
Yes.
get it. They're getting training. I get it.
And they're getting leads.
Oh, they're getting leads?
And they're getting training.
Oh, can I
And
be
so-
on your team?
You certainly can.
Oh,
Yes, you have to
man.
come to the meetings every Monday, though.
Oh, I'd come to your meetings anytime.
Well, it would be mandatory.
Oh, okay. What time?
We at 11 o'clock. on
Oh,
Mondays.
I'll come.
Yeah.
Maybe next Monday. I'll come.
That's fun.
Does Charlene come
Coach
to
is
the
gonna
meeting?
be there.
On occasion, she does, because we technically consider a lot of our resources as on the team, but she doesn't come every week.
Charlene doesn't come every week?
No.
I do my pop buys. How can I help?
Yeah,
I
she
like
does
that.
do that.
The show is called At Home with Charlene, and every Thursday at 2 o'clock, make an appointment to be with us. Aaron's here. Kathleen can't come every week. She'll be back, though.
She'll be back. But we have
many
fun
times.
things that we talk about. We're a fun group.
when we come back, we're going to talk about how you can make a career change. How if things maybe fought with your boss, Aaron. Did you ever think about that?
No.
Your boss is a nice guy.
I would
so
never fight with my
no,
boss.
but maybe you're at an age where you need to think about doing something different. I mean, you're personable. You're a people's person. Kathleen, do you have to be a people's person to be successful selling real estate?
I believe you do, yes.
You do, okay.
I do. In fact, I think there's several skill sets you need to be really successful in real estate, but that is definitely one of them.
Okay. When we come back, can we talk about what it takes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what skills?
Yeah.
Let's see if I have them.
We're going to quiz you.
We're going to quiz me. I'm not good on quizzes. I'm starting to get nervous. We'll be right back at home. And I'm serious. You're at home with Charlene Gill. If you're thinking about financing anything, Aaron, a doghouse, we can do dog houses, okay? All right, we'll be right back.
KHTS.
At home with Charlene every Thursday. So today we're talking to two very, very successful ladies. The number one lady in mortgages in, I'm not going to say Southern California. There's probably somebody doing more. Charlene, maybe. That's a big maybe.
We'll just say I'm pretty successful in our area.
Yeah, you're humble. I like that. You're a lot of humility with you. No, seriously.
Well,
And
there's
same
always
with your
room
partner
for,
over here.
There's room for
Kathleen.
improvement. We can always get better.
Really? How
There's
can you
always-
get better?
We learn every day. I learn something new every
You
day.
should pick your clients up in a limo. We should start the Charlene Gill
Limo
limo
service?
service. Yeah.
Oh, great. That's going to start the week after
and then
I come.
take them to their home with their new keys, right?
And the fabulous, smart, intuitive, brilliant, successful Kathleen Bruno at Century 21 Troop. So let's continue on. What are the skills people are listening? Maybe they don't want to get into real estate. Maybe they don't want to get into mortgages, but they want to change their career. They want to get into some form of sales. What are the skills that you need to have, Kathleen?
Well, I think every single day, every single one of us is going to have a defining moment. And that's going to be where what you want to do and what you need to do comes head to head, and you decide who you are in that moment. So if you're the type of person, no matter what job you're going into, if you're the type of person that can continue consistently do the highest percentage of what you should do, I believe you'll be successful.
I can take notes now on my iPhone. So what you just said is so powerful. So we all come to that defining moment.
Every day, whether it's with your children, whether it's with what you're eating, whether it's whether or not to go to the gym, whether it's whether or not to prospect,
Why did you bring up food? Just because I'm a little chubby? Is
No,
that why?
because you brought us bundt cakes.
Because you
remember?
brought us beautiful
We
bundt
have little
cakes.
bundt cakes waiting over
Yeah.
there after the show to
Nothing
eat.
bundt cakes.
I'll be
Nothing
eating
but bundt
mine
cakes.
tonight, ladies. I'll be eating mine tonight. So I love that. So the defining moment is when we get to a point of frustration. We're not reaching our goals. Our bank account isn't where it wants to be. Something triggers that defining moment.
Yes, it can be that serious, or it can be something as small as I don't feel like it right now. So who you are, who you carve yourself out to be is in those moments. So one of the things that I think you need as a realtor, or for that matter, any other profession where you want to be truly successful, is you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't always feel like doing what you're supposed to do. And unfortunately, you just need to do it anyway. And then you end up being who you want to be on the other side of that.
Wow, this is good stuff. I seriously, I'm getting little chills on my. You do know what you need to do, and what do you think your number one quality is, and what do you think your personal number one challenge is to improve?
I would think my number one quality is I just don't have any quit, Coach. I fall down. I love a song by Jessie J that says, "I'm still working on my masterpiece." It's fantastic because it gives you the leeway to try your hardest and then have a setback or fall down and then just get up and keep going, because that's okay. So that's probably my number one quality as far as I just don't stop. I'm eternally optimistic, and I'm all go. And everybody that knows me knows that.
One thing we were talking about earlier, Kathleen and I, while we were waiting for the show to come on, is I was reading in a book where it said most Americans, or most people in general, will suffer from the lack of ambition. And just I know I have a lot of ambition. I know Kathleen has a lot of ambition. And when you wake up in the morning, you're just like, what do I need to do today? What could I possibly do to be better, do better, reach out to however many people I can and make their life a better day. And if you have that ambition alone, I think you will have true success with just that, waking up every morning with that. It's a huge thing to have.
Wow. I mean, you guys are hitting all the high notes. Let me ask each one of you. Kathleen Bruno, that's our very special guest today on the show, called every Thursday at 2 o'clock at home with Charlene. And you can see why they're both so successful, because I'm sure I can just feel your karma just sitting next to you. So when you're in front of a client, I'm sure the client feels it too.
And you hope to translate that. You hope to translate. I always say I have two jobs. It's to leave no money on the table and protect you if you're a seller. And if you're a buyer, it's to make your dream my dream and get you to the finish line on that.
Where did you guys learn these success, what I call success tributes? Where did each one of you, Kathleen Bruno first, where did you learn this stuff?
Well, some of it's inherent. It's how a lot of it has to do with I was raised in a very positive household. There was always a silver lining. Even in the most dismal situation, there was a positive, silver lining. That's who my mom was. That's the family I came from. So that was awesome. But I also was hungry as just an individual to learn more, to be more, to do more. And I think when you have that hunger, if you just step into that and continue to try, it kind of manifests itself into something amazing.
Wow. Mm-hmm. People that are listening to your voice, Kathleen Bruno is with Century 21 Troops. She has a big team there. If you're interested in hooking up or changing your career, I'm telling you, this is the lady that you want to call. Just sitting here, I want to be involved with your team somehow. Need to get a license, I guess. All right, so you had this hunger. Have you read books, tapes? I mean, how do you stay motivated?
Well, first of all, I think you always want to play up. And that's
What does that mean?
What that means is no matter how smart you are, no matter how successful you are, no matter how well-read you are, no matter who you are, what you're doing, there's always somebody that can teach you something. And I am smart enough to know that I have more to learn always. So, we only have so many hours in a day, and only so much can go in your head. So I always want to make sure the stuff that's going in is useful. So I'm always listening to people that are pretty amazing in the hopes that, I glean some of that. And then when I glean it, my team members are gleaning it from me. So it's a double-pronged approach.
Wow. So what's your challenge this year, 2018? What's your challenge?
My challenge this year will be I am so in love with this job and have so much invested and enjoy and fulfillment from it that I really have to stop sometimes and take a half a day off.
You just got back from the Bahamas, girl.
We have a little thing that we do. So we work 7 days a week with the caveat that we take 6 big vacations, and we mean big vacations. So that's when I get to really be with my kids. I drive them to school. I pick them up. I cook for them. But Mom works a lot because I enjoy it. It's fulfilling. So when we do these big trips, that's our time together, and I absolutely unplug. But I have a team behind me, so no client ever goes without anything.
We got to get Charlene to the Atlantis Resort. It really
is fabulous.
I've been by that resort.
Oh, you've been by it?
Mm-hmm. I did before the mortgage industry. I had skincare products, and I won a Bahama trip through that organization, and we did a big cruise to the Bahamas. So I went to the Atlantis probably when the Atlantis was being built and just was open.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Beautiful.
I was a Mary Kay
place.
rep. Did you do cosmetic? I was a Mary Kay rep.
It wasn't Mary Kay.
So I interviewed the president of Mary Kay several times. I used to be on 3 hours a day for 10 years. And I interviewed her, and I asked her one day on the air, I said, is there any male reps? She said, yeah, we have a few. And she said to me on the air, she said, would you be interested in being a Mary Kay rep? I said, I sure would. So sure enough, she sends me this box of
your starter kit.
Oh, my God. It was like, are you kidding me? It was hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. And they came and interviewed, the Mary Kay executives came. And if you go on YouTube, you'll see I'm interviewed, and Go on YouTube.
So,
It's
begging
highly
the
watched.
question, did you sell anything?
No,
Yeah.
I never did.
You just use the
So
product.
no pink Cadillac.
I
think it was
still
back in the day?
use Mary Kay stuff for my eyes. Look how good my eyes look.
They do.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so Kathleen Bruno. Now, let's turn to Charlene. So, what have you learned anything? I'm going to ask Charlene. I'm going to ask Kathleen to go back on you for the same question. But what have you learned from Kathleen?
You know, Kathleen's very persistent, and I know a little bit of her background too, and businesses she's owned and things like that. And I know she has always put her heart and soul into all the businesses she's had, all of the different jobs she does. I mean, she truly cares about people. She sits down with her clients just like she sits down with us, and you know that she cares about helping them. You know, she's a people person, and this industry is all about being a people person. And if you are that, I mean, she really exudes that to her clients and to anyone she comes into contact with.
I get it. Trust me. I'm taking notes too. So persistence, I don't know what number one is, but I'm going to say persistence is right there. I have it on my ring. Winners never quit. Right there.
See, growing up for me, I had a quote that failure was never an option.
Yeah.
And I've taught my daughter that failure is never an option. You fail at something, you get up and you do it again.
Brush yourself off.
There's no, I mean, you learn from a mistake. You learn from maybe not getting exactly where you wanted to go, and you know, hey, I'm not going to go that route again. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go down this path. But you'll always have that achievement because you accept failure, and you just move on from it, and you do the best you can. You learn every day to be better and to do better and to truly help people.
So persistence, which is number one on my list, you've learned that from from Kathleen Bruno. Now, Kathleen Bruno, what have you learned about Charlene Gill, who's our number one mortgage agent, maybe in all of Santa Clarita?
She's my number one mortgage agent also.
What a compliment, huh?
Yes.
I really had to prove myself.
She
right?
really did. It wasn't easy.
Okay, what
I
have
had
you
to prove
learned
myself
from
to
her?
I'll tell you what I've learned from her. It's a cliche, but it isn't over till it's over. So Charlene and I have been in many deals where the client was really struggling to be able to qualify for the product, a loan, so to speak. There's been times when it looks like it's absolutely impossible, and all of a sudden, Charlene does this thing where she just goes away. I don't know where she goes. I don't know if she goes home to the parking garage. Something happens. But she goes away, and then all of a sudden she'll come back with some absolutely stunningly brilliant solution of how she's going to make it work. And so what I've learned from Charlene is that it's just not over. And so I have seen her perform just at the very minimum 4 absolute miracles in the last few years. And that just really ingrains me to her.
Well, one thing that Coach and I talked about, and he didn't know this before, though, is, you know, you take something and it's, you know, we don't think this is going to work, or we don't think we're going to be able to move forward with this. And it's like, my quote is, okay, just give me a little time to think about this.
Yeah, by the way, where do you go?
I don't know. Sometimes
She
I
goes
go.
to the- You go to the thinking
sometimes
room,
I go.
girl.
Sometimes I go for a walk. Sometimes I get in the car, I drive around a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I just got to think back all the loans I've done. I got to think back to all the years that I've put, you know, all these deals through my desk, and I got to think back, because maybe there's 10, 15 different transactions, and you just take a little piece of each one of them, and you have a fix for this one.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I just got to think back. You got to think it through, and come up with a resolution of some sort.
Did you have your quiet 10 minutes this morning?
I did. And you know what? I do daily devotions. I asked Kathleen. She does daily devotions.
I don't do daily devotions.
So tell our listeners, both of us.
I do daily gratitude. That's
she does
my
a
thing.
daily gratitude.
So I do that every morning.
I do too. Before I even get out of bed.
For the last, I'll say, 30 years. Yes, me too. I'm thankful that not only have I opened my eyes, but for everything I have in my life. So you do something interesting. You get to work, and then you take a quiet 10 minutes. Share with our audience how that works for you.
You know, before I get to work, it's in our industry, it's a hectic day. And especially on the financing side, because there's such stringent timelines and everything's fast-paced. And I just really focus in. I read my daily devotion, and I figure out how that's going to apply to my day. And then I truly tell myself, I'm in the business to help. And I'm going to make an effort to help somebody today, if it's a client, if it's a coworker, if it's an agent, if it's a family member, whatever it may be. My job today is going to help somebody have a little bit better life than they did maybe yesterday, or have a little bit better time than where they were before, because we don't know what everyone's suffering from. We don't know everybody's story, but one little act of kindness or one little thing that I might do different can maybe really reach somebody who needed it that day.
And I know you well, and I know it really comes from your heart.
It does.
And that's why both of you are so successful, is because you guys work from the inside out.
Right.
Yes.
And you work from your heart to treat people with kindness and love that you want back. So congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, because otherwise the success would be hollow. The journey is just as important as the outcome, and that's what we're really trying to accomplish. An amazing business, but built on all the right stuff.
Did you go down the slide at Atlantis?
I did, but not before I turned around to the people conning me into it and told them that I hated all of them, which I really didn't mean, but I did at the moment.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's terrifying. It was terrifying.
When you're up on top and you're looking down, which is probably every bit of 100 feet or more.
It was horrifying. And they were all smiling and laughing because I was absolutely terrified. But I had already gone up 700 flights of stairs. And I thought, guess I just got to do it. So I just turned around and said, nah. And then I just went down.
Or like in our
me.
case, you're on the beach in the Bahamas getting baffled by waves and try not to drown under them.
Did either one of you do the where you go up on the parachute? Have you done that?
No, but my
parasailing?
Yeah, parasailing.
My son did the right at the facility, right on the resort, they have where you can walk with sharks. You know how all those sharks are around those two water slides?
Yeah.
You can actually put a air helmet on and physically walk down there with those sharks, which is incredible.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
The show's called At Home with Charlene, and let me say this. Kathleen Bruno will sell your home, and Charlene will finance it. That's a great thing for your home, Aaron. Now, Aaron's a young man. We need to get young people coming into your industry. When we come back from break, let's figure out how young people can start, how we can get Aaron. This is a nice young man right here. And how we get you involved in the real estate industry. That'll be our challenge when we get back, Aaron. You want to do it? You want to talk about it? Are you up to it?
Okay, a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit. The show's called At Home with Charlene. It's KHTS Hometown Station. We'll be right back.
Hometown station, KHTS.
At home, yes. Wow, what a beautiful home, too. At Home with Charlene every Thursday at 2 o'clock on KHTS. You can listen on hometownstation.com. Or, Aaron, you know this. We have a fabulous app. Kathleen, you need to download it.
I
go to the
heard
App
of it
Store
today.
You did download it?
No, I haven't heard of it before today. So
go to the App Store, put in KHTS 1228. It'll pop up, and you can listen to our show every Thursday at 2 o'clock. You're going to be a regular. You're going to be back because you have so much to offer our community.
This environment is fantastic. You guys have been absolutely wonderful since I walked in the door.
Stop
It's been fabulous.
And every show we just barely touch on what it was that we were going to talk about. We just graze the...
No, but today, both of you contributed a lot. I mean, Kathleen talking about what it takes to be successful, being persistent. Kathleen paid you a compliment that you have the ability to innovate, which is what leaders and winners do, is they come up with solutions, Charlene. That's why you're so successful. And
she goes the distance, and she thinks outside the box. And you can't... I don't know if you can train those qualities into somebody. They kind of have to, for the most part, have to be inherent unless you really work on, honing that skill.
Well, I'm a business coach. My name is Coach Ron Tunick, and I'm telling you, meeting you two, I could see why people sitting in front of you get it. They get it in a minute because your karma is so good, and you guys are so intelligent. Let's talk about careers. Aaron's a young man. Is real estate or mortgage a career opportunity, ladies?
Well, interestingly enough about real estate, people think it's a really easy career. And the reality is it's really easy if you want to do 1 or 2 transactions a year, which you don't, because by the time you paid all the stuff it takes to be a realtor, you wouldn't be breaking even. So real estate's a fabulous career if you're willing to devote yourself to it. However, if you don't want to be a realtor, whatever job you do, you should be a property owner, because one of the ways to build wealth in this country that's remained consistent forever is to buy property. So at your age, buying a condo with the interest rates as low as they are and the loan products that Charlene has, you could probably purchase a condo that you could rent out for what the mortgage is and break even. So you could really be building a base of wealth for yourself moving forward. So you can be in real estate in many different ways.
Right. We had a client come in the other day. He was 22 years old. And I said, what a perfect age to come in, because I can teach him, I can teach her, I can teach anybody at that age what you should be doing. You know, at 22, if you're thinking about buying real estate, maybe it's 23, 24 that you buy it, but you know the basic fundamentals of what you're going to need and what the path is in order to establish that, because you're going to set yourself so far ahead of where everybody else is in that age range that at 30, when everyone's just starting to buy a home, you're already going to have bought 1 or 2 homes, sold those properties, and you're going to be in that upgraded home.
Or you're going to hang on to those proplies, and that condo
rentals
is going to pay the mortgage on whatever home you want to buy down the road.
Right.
So it will pay for itself, and if things keep moving the way they are, and the way they have historically, that mortgage, your tenant will pay for a portion of your home that you're going to purchase later.
I mean, just say on the downside, if you had an increase in equity every year of 6%? I think it was 6.5 or somewhere around there this year.
6,
if
5.
you gain 6% equity, let's just say over 3 years, right? That's almost 20% of equity in just a 3-year period. What financial institute are you going to invest in that is going to give you
there's
that
no
type of
saving
return?
account that'll match that.
You know, there isn't anything that's, going to give you that type of return.
There's so much to it. It's when you have home ownership, you're investing in yourself, and it's your piece of property.
Yes.
And
you're also investing in the economy, which is it's a win-win all the way around.
Yeah. And what better community than Santa Clarita, this valley?
Fantastic.
In the United States.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, shopping, restaurants, schools.
What's your favorite restaurant, Charlene Gill?
Quicho's.
Quicho?
Sushi.
Why are you
I love
saying
sushi.
it?
Yeah.
You say it loud and
Because
proud.
it's
You love it.
Loud and proud.
It's an obsession.
Yeah.
Sushi
We
to
eat at
me is
Quicho
an
all the
obsession.
time. Yeah. You can't get in there. I mean, we were there just a couple of weeks ago. It's packed.
Yeah.
Which tells you something.
I don't
mean,
know. Sushi is just the go-to yummy food for me.
Yeah. What about you, Kathleen?
You know,
Bruno?
I love the TPC. That's the Tournament Players Club on the golf course. They have fabulous food, and I like that you could just
Are you a golfer?
I'm not a golfer, but I own a beautiful set of golf clubs. Does that count?
No.
She has them there.
I belong to Big V.
I live on a golf course. I actually have 2 homes on 2 different golf courses, own a set of golf clubs, and yet I've never been golfing. Is that
I'll bring
weird?
you out, both of you. I'll bring you out to Big V, and you guys can fish for prospects. So you guys, will be like,
I'm really good at driving the golf cart.
Yeah.
I'm really,
And I'm a
really
little
good
worried,
at that.
Coach, if they saw me golf, they might not trust me with the largest transaction of their life.
You just sit there and smoke cigars with me
We could do
and
that.
and hand out your business cards. And I'm telling you, you'll get more business at Big V.
I like it. Let's
There
do
you
it.
go.
Let's do it. We'll do it.
Look for us over there.
What are you looking at, Aaron? You want to come out with us?
He's ready.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm probably just as bad of a golfer as Kathleen and Charlene.
No, we're
You're
not
going to
gonna
bring
pl-
Happy
and-
Gilmore to the group.
We're not going to
Exactly.
play golf. We're going to have a beautiful lunch at Big V. We'll sit out on the verandas outside, and we'll all smoke cigars, and they'll get customers. Trust me. Trust me
Can
on
I
this.
fake smoke the cigar?
Yeah, can I just
Can I just
bite
hold
it?
the cigar as though I'm
Yeah.
smoking the
I'd be
cigar?
like Will Smith.
Okay.
Will Smith
Yeah.
doesn't like it. He's just for the look.
But you
Yeah.
know what? I know this is a terrible statement. I probably shouldn't make it, but Swisher Sweets were a great cigar when we were younger.
They're still around.
I know,
I
but
used to
know,
smoke
but,
them.
But you guys that smoke cigars on a regular basis, I'm sure have higher end type cigars, and you don't have the little cheap Swisher Sweets,
Well,
or you know.
We'll talk about it another
Okay.
time. But I got to get you guys out to Big V. All right, so we have a minute or two left. Kathleen Bruno at Century 21 Troop. You're so inspirational. Leave us with something this week or next week. What can we all do to improve our lives?
Everyone can improve their life by doing what mundane and people that are stuck are not willing to do. Step outside. If you're a realtor and you don't want to call your friends and family, call 4 anyway. If you're a mortgage broker and you don't want to do what needs to be done, just do a little bit of it. You don't have to, Rome wasn't built in a day, but just lean into your passion, lean into what you want to be successful at, and honestly, just try to pull out the fear, because brave people have fear, they just step through it.
Awesome advice. Charlene Gill, man, every Thursday you just bring in the best guest, girl. I'm telling you.
I really have a great group of people that I surround myself with.
You really do.
I think if you're going to be successful, you have to surround yourself with successful people, and I want my show to represent that. So everybody that I put my faith into, I'm bringing here because I want to help everybody do really well too.
Well, from me to you, you inspire me. I can tell why you're number one mortgage lady. Her name is Charlene Gill. You can find her easily at CSMC Mortgage, and the phone number is...
We have it right here.
It's 661. Oh, no, it's not an 805 number. Charlene Gill has a 661 number, right?
We don't have it right here, but the cell phone's 805-304-6004.
But she is local. In spite of that 805 number, she's local right
My
here.
number's 805. I've had it for
805.
years. 805. So if you want to get a hold of Charlene, 805 is the area code. 304-604. How's that?
There you go.
804-304-604.
Yeah.
See you next week.